Welcome to Leave Room for Milk, the podcast that is centered around life, the creative journey, and a good cup of coffee. Today we have the Stephen Stanley. I'm pretty sure your Instagram is the Stephen Stanley, right?
Is that it?
Or is that someone else?
It's a Canadian guy that has my same name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But so Stephen Stanley is a musician, among other things.
Drink lots of coffee every day. I lead worship at church. Songwriter.
Yeah.
Just musician. Music is just kind of what I do. So.
Let's see what kind of mug you're rocking there.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars mug, Star Wars coffee. Kind of a play on Starbucks.
Which, by the way, if you're a sponsor of Starbucks.
I thought it was a Starbucks mug.
Yeah. This is kind of like, this was either a wedding present or a Christmas present. I asked my family, when they ask me like what I want for Christmas, I just say anything Star Wars. Or...
So a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, or movie gift cards.
Oh,
yeah. I got in 2015, I got $150 worth of movie gift cards.
Nice.
And I saw The Force Awakens 11 times. Dude, you can make fun of me for that.
That's like what my daughter does with Frozen.
Oh, well, yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, you can make fun of me. I totally understand.
No, but I like the simplicity of those gifts. Like every year I get asked by my family, like, what do you want for Christmas? Like, we don't know what to get for you. You're so hard to shop for. I'm like... movies.
Yeah.
Movies.
There you go.
Movies. Ticket. Movies are really cheap on Black Friday. I don't know. A new TV if you're feeling crazy.
Feeling generous.
Feeling real generous. But
well, hey man, thanks for coming on.
Yes.
As you know, this is a podcast that's all about kind of
this is a podcast.
Trying to, though we did, I tried to actually film the intro about 5 different times and it never did happen. So that's why Jesse introduced us this week. But the podcast is all, I was like, the podcast is all about.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
What do you need to say? I'll translate.
No, it's because I've had a lot of coffee, I think. And though coffee is wonderful, I think once you have so much of it, you start acting a little giggly. And
it's a little bit late, too.
Yeah, it's late, and I've kind of gotten a little bit giggly. But, no, back to my point. This is the podcast that's all about kind of trying to, interview people, talk to people about creatives that are, trying to get to where they want to go in life, trying to... just create. And you as a songwriter, you as a musician, we wanted to have you on because one, I've known of you for a long time through other people. I know that even when I was worship pastor at a church, you came and filled in for me a few times, which was pretty cool.
I did.
And I never had to actually meet you, but I knew that you had came and filled in for me, and people talked really highly about you. So I wanted to also just have you on and find out. Like, what was their problem?
What was this one guy?
And just find out a little bit more about your backstory and like how you even, started playing music, what got you inspired to do that, and just kind of what all you do. So I guess just to like kick it off, like whatever got you even into music.
I was always like interested in music, but when I was 9, I was in an accident on a jet ski, and I lost my hearing in my left ear. So that kind of offset my inner ears. So I kind of had to relearn how to walk.
Wow.
So I was like bedridden for like a year.
Oh, because it literally
I couldn't walk. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
that's insane.
Yeah. So I would literally I could go from like our living room and I would sleep in my parents' bed. I was still like little, so it's not.
I can't even imagine.
It's not weird, but yeah.
Because I had one time. This is the craziest thing. And people think that this is not true or whatever, but it is so true. And you probably felt the same way. But I had, what's it called when you do that? Where you just like your balance is off. It's like a thing. It's like a disease. I'm losing my.
I don't know.
Maybe not a disease, but like it just happens to people.
You keep talking. I'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out.
It just happens to people randomly. Where like basically. Maybe fluid builds up on your ear or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But basically, I woke up one morning. This happened, whatever this is called. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. It's a pretty common term, but...
Labyrinthitis?
No, that is not it. That sounds...
An infection or inflammation of the inner ear causing dizziness and loss of balance?
No.
Meniere's disease?
No, it's right on
I don't know if I'm even pronouncing this right.
The tip of my tongue.
Meniere's disease?
Call my mom and say like...
Vertigo?
Vertigo. That's what it is. That's
Well,
what I was saying.
vertigo is what is being caused, but that's not what it's called when it's happening to your ear.
Well, either way, whatever this satanic thing was, I literally woke up. I go to get out of bed, and I completely fell over, and I felt like there was a force pulling me to the ground. Like, I kid you not, I could not stand up to save my life.
Oh no!
And I crawled helplessly into the living room and was like, Megan, like trying to call my. I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
Because
Steven's like, no, it wasn't that bad.
I was
dramatic.
No, look, because I've done a lot of things in my past, and for me to be completely sober, and feeling that way, like I thought I was done. And so
dying?
Oh, I thought I was dying. Yeah, 100%. So Megan had to take me to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they said it was a weird case of vertigo. They gave me some medicine, popped a few pills, and I was up and at them. I was like nothing ever happened.
They never explained how that could have happened.
No.
Did you clean your ear too hard or something?
No, just woke up that way.
Pops them?
Oddly enough, the night before I had felt kind of weird laying in bed. I felt kind of weird.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it.
Almost like when you're after you get back from the beach, you kind of still feel the waves.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't know how this happened.
I don't.
You just woke up.
I just woke up
fell.
and could not, my balance was so off. And then I still now have little problems with it where if as bad as it sounds, when I was a kid, I could ride roller coasters and everything. If I ride an elevator now, that's too many floors, I'm like, I'll
so you can't do Six Flags or anything.
no.
Yeah.
If I rode a roller coaster, I'd be done.
Well, there goes the company trip.
Yeah. So, but no, I can't imagine a year of having your balance off because one day of that really.
So it was for a full year.
Yeah.
And how old were you?
9
9
years old. So, and my mom had she had her old guitar she got in the 90s.
Yeah.
And my grandfather.
What kind of guitar was it?
It's a Fender acoustic. Just just basic. But my grandfather bought me this tape with guitar chords and lessons and stuff. So I just did that for basically the entire time I was just sitting there. Couldn't really do anything. So before that, I was obviously I was little, so I was interested in baseball and different stuff like that. But that kind of got me going on that whole path of the whole music thing. And I've never stopped.
Ran with it. Yeah, kept going.
Yeah.
So what made it? Were you always kind of doing it through church?
Yeah. I had a little band too. We called Exit 98
Ooh.
because that's the exit we lived on.
Nice.
So,
I feel like
Clever.
Judd said something similar. Their band, or they were going to change their name to something like 21st Street or.
oh yeah.
Did he ever mention something when they were thinking
know.
about changing their band name?
I don't know. They shouldn't.
Hills of
but
Fire or something
of
like
Fire.
that. Or that was one because they got.
That one sounds like
their,
metalcore.
That does sound like a metal band.
Fields of Fire. Fields
Yeah.
of Fire
Fields-
because they've caught their fields
Slightly
on
worse.
fire. Yeah. Well, no, because they actually caught their field on fire at one point, and the fire department had come.
I did
found
that.
this funny.
I did as well.
I did, yeah.
Well, I didn't.
Caught
I
a whole
lived in-
field on fire.
I did the
I didn't
same
live in a
thing.
cool childhood.
Apparently, you're supposed to pee on the fire after you make it.
No,
campfire.
I don't know about
no, I felt bad. I was renting a house. I was living with this guy, and we were burning some trash. And he was like, "Whatever you do not walk away and forget about it." And we all went and got high, really high.
That'll make you forget real fast.
Completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm like, wow,
Something's burning.
yeah. And then it hit me, and we go running out, and the whole tree line of the forest is on fire. And I was like, this is bad. So they called 911, and fire department came out, and he comes, and I'm crippled up on the side of the house crying. And
Oh no! How old were you?
it's last year. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was, I was 19, probably
19.
18, 19
Wow.
ish. But yeah, it was, so yeah.
Now you need
I've
to
never caught
burn
a
a field down.
fire.
So
yeah,
we
Fields
can
of Fire.
But you
could
know
be
what?
A great name.
Recently, I almost blew up me and Trey and Curry.
Oh no!
We were trying to start a fire. It was we were at Bailey's house. That's always a bad start to a story. But we were at Bailey's house, and we were trying to get a fire started. But the wood was wet, and Judd brought some wood, and he said it was dry, but it was wet.
Yep.
And me and Trey are out there. Trying to get this fire started. And I go inside and I get a gasoline and stuff. And Judd sees me with the gasoline. He's like, dude, no, don't
This is a
do
bad
that.
idea.
I was
do
like,
it.
dude, trust me. I'm not an idiot. I know how gasoline works. And so anyways, I'm trying to remember how it happened. But basically, I go out there with the gasoline tray still going at it like caveman style. It's not really doing anything. And
with gasoline or with
no, just before I put gasoline on it. Yeah. And so I was like, Trey, I'm going to pour some gasoline on the side that you haven't tried, getting going. Like, and I start pouring it on there, and I poured on a pretty good bit, and I poured on way too much.
Yeah.
But basically, what caught fire was the fumes, and so
oh no, dude.
I'm just pouring it. And like all of a sudden, just this loud pop, and like it's just like so fast. You're just like loud pop, red in front of you, and like my first instinct was chucking the gas can.
Yeah.
And afterward, like Trey was still down by the fire, and we both just like after having just like looked at each other, and we're like, oh,
did we
almost died?
And then,
did we almost just die?
Someone came out. I can't remember. Maybe it was Judd or maybe it was Curry, but they were like, "What happened?"
Sounded like a bomb going off.
I was like, yeah. They said it shook the house. The neighbor
oh my God.
came out and was like, is everyone okay? And we're like, yeah. Like, we're good. But yeah, I've never caught a field on fire, but I did almost burn my eyebrows.
It's a good story, though.
One more fire story.
Yeah.
One more fire story, and I'm done with fire stories.
Okay, all right.
Worst thing I ever did with fire was a kid. I was a kid. I was like really, really small kid. Like maybe 7 or 8 at this point in time. But I'd gotten a lighter from someone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
And so I was taking a poop and playing with a lighter like you normally would. So I was lighting the toilet paper on fire and putting it out.
While you're using the toilet.
Yeah, while I was defecating. Lighting the toilet paper, putting it out. And then suddenly it just ignited the whole thing. And I was like, oh, I'm a kid. So
was it because of the fumes?
It could have been. It could have been. But it drops like
the gases.
It drops into the trash can, and then the trash can goes up like, and then like caught the curtain. And within a matter of like 25 seconds, basically everything around me in the whole bathroom was on fire.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do other than take my underwear off and start batting the fire.
Like you would with like a towel?
Yes. But I didn't think to grab a towel. I grabbed my underwear, and I did wet them in the sink, and I started batting.
How old were you?
This is last year. No.
Stop saying that, dude.
No, I was probably like 8 or 9.
Like last week.
I was probably like 8 or 9 at this time. But I remember my dad, like I remember hearing voices like freaking out, like, oh, what's going on? And and I just remember like, I'm okay. Like nothing's wrong. And then like my dad busts in the door. I'm butt naked holding my underwear, and like they rushed me out of there and basically put the fire out, and then I got in big trouble. But that was
big trouble.
Yeah. You would think that after that we wouldn't have had the fire incident with the barrel in the woods, but you guess you forget.
Wow.
So
there's a lesson, kids. Don't play with fire.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on the toilet, because there's a lot of flammable things in a bathroom.
Yeah, no fields, no toilets.
Yeah, so anyways, done with fire stories. Sorry.
No gasoline.
I felt like it was one I needed to share. But anyways.
Yeah, what's the segue?
There wasn't one.
It's great.
I don't know.
So your new song is fire.
Yeah. That song is really
that's
fire.
Actually,
I mean,
that's actually how we met, Steve. I mean, like you said, you knew of him, and I want to say Judd mentioned you a couple times just in passing conversation, like whether he was.
So have you known all the rest a long time?
Judd was in my wedding.
Yeah,
he was.
That's one of the instances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've known him
because Judd was supposed to hang out with me, and then he had to go to your wedding.
Yeah, and then Bailey's dad and my dad are like
stupid
good friends from like way back. So
yeah,
I've known some of those guys.
So you've been in the back of our minds.
I'll go ahead and say,
front of my mind.
I was a huge fan of you. Like I met you at like an All the Rest concert, and I remember I came up to you. I was like, "Dude, I'm a huge fan of your Spider-Man stuff."
What?
Yeah, and you were like, I think you looked at Judd and you were like, "Get this kid away from me."
No way, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Really? Man.
Yeah, and so like
that sounds like Jesse.
Hold on, did I really?
Yeah, no, I mean you weren't rude or anything.
Oh, okay.
No, you weren't rude to me. But Judd was like, "Who's this kid like talking to me about Spider-Man?" but I remember I was actually nervous to call you because I had a video that I had shot with my brother and I wanted you to edit it.
Yeah,
And I asked Judd for your number, and I waited for like a month before I called you because I was genuinely
really
because I didn't know you, so I was like
stage fright.
Dude, yeah. I'm sorry.
Plus, I didn't know like you always have like whenever you do something like I'm not like cinematographer or
Here,
anything.
push that
so
back a little too. I don't want you to be peeking because I just looked over at your.
Fight me, Dave.
yeah.
I just looked over there and your laugh is kind of
Well,
a little hot on
I'm
them.
sorry.
But yeah, I was like a little self-conscious about the footage and stuff. So, but yeah, when I worked with you, I thought it was so much fun. Like,
cool.
It was awesome. Like, and you killed the video. Both videos we've done now I love them. So.
Yeah, I mean that was the segue was just like, you know, you kind of been this mystery, like a unrevealed Pokemon, but now that we've done a couple projects together, it's been really cool to.
Absolutely.
I mean, it really an honor just to like one, hear your music, and two, like
music,
be able
great
to
music.
produce, you know, videos that can accompany that music. It's been really cool.
It's been
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that particular project. Jesse brought me in on that and was like, we're going to do this thing, and we're doing it extremely low budget.
Yes.
And so we basically, let me see if we can pull up some pictures of that.
If you want to talk about, I'll try.
Yeah, pull that. It's on the BTS folder right now, and pull some of the stuff up from the screen. But we basically did this whole music video, you know, using an 8x, just drag it over there.
Yeah.
Using an 8x silk and backlit it, and Jesse basically did some magic with editing and post and made it look at that mug.
There you go.
There he is, the man we've been talking about.
The myth, the legend.
And so what we're doing right here is hanging up tarps because we wanted to do some smoke and haze and fog, and we were outside, so we rigged up a bunch of tarps. Meanwhile, Jesse's.
And
Yeah,
it
I
was
feel like an old person.
Yeah, have you ever used technology before?
I have. Yeah, this is when we were
I haven't seen this.
just raising up these tarps and
Yeah,
It was also very cold. It's pretty cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
which was intentional.
Yeah.
But having the tarps actually helped because it kind of made like a cubby hole for us to like.
Wasn't that bad.
No, I mean I think it helped.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if it did or not actually.
Well, the whole point of it being cold was that you like wanted to see our breath in the
Exactly.
in the shots
Which I
and stuff.
wonder if in the final one you can even tell if that's
Yeah.
the case.
No.
Maybe not, but
Nah.
it was a cool idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
we're bundled pretty well. But anyways, no, it was a cool project. That was the first time that I've really heard your music.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of like a new single. It was ironing. We were literally out there with an iron before you showed up, like ironing wrinkles out of the silk because you could see it in the frame. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, man. You guys were great to work with, and yeah,
it went
you
really
just
smoothly.
have an
It
overall
really
really
did,
good personality, man, and good music, and
Thank you.
I hope that we get to work on a lot more stuff together for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was I had literally the time of my life doing it. It was so much fun.
Yeah, man. It just goes to show, like, to take what we could do there with practically no budget to imagine what, you know, you could, what you could look at with, you know,
It's great.
if you had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like my dad says, he's like, "Yupo," but
Epo, but yeah.
But there's something nice about stripping down.
Oh yeah.
Just stripping down naked. No, I mean stripping down as far as equipment and just like the idea, keeping it very simple. You know, with you know what you're wanting to do. Like it seems like you're kind of branding yourself as very
Go to that still, like go out of that and go to the still of him standing on the crate. So like we ended up doing
Is it in? It's in stills?
down the bottom folder right there. And we did this shot where we wanted to make it look like he was fully encompassed with white background, like we were in a studio.
Yeah.
So we ended up like having a pallet and
That
a
I stood
door.
on.
I think you were standing on a door.
It had ants all over it too.
Yeah, it was fully infested with like termites. Here, Jesse's never used
Dude, where's the mouse?
Jesse's lost the mouse.
We need a mouse.
Future reference.
It's on the big screen.
I can't see because your head's in the way. Hold on.
Move your head.
I got a big head. Huh?
Oh, I see it. You know? Did you know? Guys know you could do that.
What? The
you
image is
you
right here.
I know. I'm just showing you for future reference. Like you can wiggle the mouse, and it'll show you where it is, and it makes it big.
Makes it bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Okay, well, drag the thing over.
Well, well, now I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling
MacBook tricks with Chris Gray.
Well, so I just want to clarify. I'm sorry that if I seemed off-putting to you when I did meet you.
Oh yeah, no, you weren't at all.
But it's
go.
funny because like it's weird because like I don't see that Spider-Man series as like, I guess, as big as it is. Like it does have a lot of views and stuff, but it was just such a like pet project, like passion project, you know. And it's interesting always to hear like, you know, people saying that they're a fan of it because it's like
people care about your work, Jesse.
It's weird though.
You do good work.
It's weird though
when you want.
I mean, nothing against you, but it's like weird for me to process. I guess that someone could enjoy it that much because when I watch it, I cringe.
Right. I mean, we do that sometimes, like with stuff like we've done in the past.
Yeah,
but
I think everybody does. That's part of the creative process for sure. Is looking back and going, "Oh, oof, I sure have grown since then." But this is the shot I was looking for. Yeah, we literally had him standing on a crate in a door infested with ants, and we had to be really confined within this 8x, which kind of limited. Yeah, how we could move the camera, but if you go to the pull up, well, I'll just do it. If you pull up the video, is the video in this folder?
You do have the after still right under that though.
Oh, was it? Just go to the video. Play the video real quick.
It's under exports. Let's make sure not to play it with any sound though, because
no, it's not got no sound.
Oh, it's not got no sound coming in.
I shouldn't.
Cool.
Yeah, just to show, like, we ain't gotta play the whole thing. This should be released after it comes out, so we shouldn't be giving anything away. But yeah, to see like
it's cool seeing it on the big screen.
yeah,
it's coming through somewhere. But yeah, so like, you know, it's a lot of had to do a lot of keying and stuff.
Yeah,
but
those visual effects too, the vein stuff looks really cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That was actually the first, so I used a program called Mocha AE. It was the first time I used it, but to track your arm.
Oh,
and it actually worked out great. Like, it tracked it really well, but...
What was cool though is I was watching a video, like when we had the idea to do something with like veins or something. Yeah. I found this video and it literally looks like just the same effect. Yeah.
And maybe the same tutorial you used. I don't know.
It wasn't a tutorial. It was like a 3-second video of like, it was on this guy's cheek.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Gotcha. They did that effect through a tutorial. I think it's like Andrew Kramer or something.
Cool.
But yeah, man, this was a fun video. And I think the other plus side to it was just the comfort factor of like being in my backyard.
Yeah.
We could like go in after a few takes and like get a beer, drink coffee, or what did Brittany make that night?
Something really delicious. It was these things. It was like
I just had a
brownie things, but she had the caramel and you poured it on top. Oh,
it was great. Yeah, I told Chris, I was like, if we could do all our video shoots here, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
When me and my wife got home too, I was like, because I'd never met your wife, and I was like, Jesse's wife is cool. She's like, my wife Anna was like, I want to be her. She's like, I like her style. I like the way she decorates her house. I was like,
I just want to take her over.
Brittany's like in the kitchen and she's like out there taking pictures. No, that's really sweet. I'll have to tell Brittany.
So, like, what's on the horizon for you? Like, where do you want? I mean, so like now you're leading worship. Yeah. What church are you at leading worship?
It's Crossroads in Social Circle. My dad's the pastor there.
Okay.
So I've been there for a while.
How long?
Like 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
I think. So I left for a year to move to Noonan to do a church thing, and then I moved back. But yeah, I met my wife at the church. I was homeschooled there, so I think, and so yeah, and that's really where my main like creative outlet was church. Like, I remember when I was probably 12, I used to lead worship at the children's church, and they used to boo me.
They booed you?
The children? The children booed me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, and then like youth group, and eventually like big church and stuff. So, but yeah, it was a good place to grow up. There's just fields and cows, so a lot of boredom to kind of spark some creative juices and stuff. So,
and when did the songwriting process start?
Oh, probably when I moved to Social Circle. Like when I was 12 years old, I started writing songs.
Yeah. And so
you're still in Social Circle?
Yeah.
Wait, did we call you when the truck died?
What?
Was that you?
Oh, yeah. That was you.
You?
Yeah, I remember. I Well,
Me and Judd were on the way to pick up a washer and dryer for our new house, and we ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere. And Joe was like, "The closest person I know is Steven. It's a social circle."
yeah.
And I was like, "Great."
I was like I was like leading, and Judd was calling me. He called me like 5 or 6 times.
"Yeah."
And I remember like I ran out of church. I grabbed a gas can out of this guy's truck, and then I went to go fill it up. And then Judge called me. He's like, "No, this guy got us. Like, he got us some
this
gas."
older gentleman
I was
came
like,
back
"Okay,
and
I'll just."
Nice. That's awesome that you were willing to just roll
Yeah,
out of
absolutely.
church. And,
They were only you guys were only like.
so were
10
you cut?
minutes
Did
away.
you cut? Have you cut anything prior to this? Do you have any records prior to this one?
Yeah. I've got a song on Spotify right now that we did in 2017.
Oh, I got you.
Put that out. But
What's
there's
that one called?
Rhythm,
Rhythm. Okay.
and there's 4 other songs with this. So this, yeah,
exactly.
So,
and where did you record all your new stuff at?
So 2 places, actually right down the road from here, Black Cat Studios.
Yeah.
With Jason Horde was a producer on it, and then 1971 Sounds in Atlanta, which another producer, Mitch Parks. And yeah, those are the 2 places we.
Yeah,
we
cool.
recorded.
I know Jason pretty well. He grew up
Jason's
across
awesome.
the street from me.
Yes,
So
dude, he was hard on me, man.
was he?
I love that guy. Yeah, he was like the biggest thing. Like when we started, is because we're kind of talking about like creative process and everything.
Yeah.
I had this thing where maybe I was trying too hard to be like other things, and Jason was guy and the other producer Mitch really pushed me to like find my own thing, like find the own sound. And I was like really resistant at first, but Jason, like one day he's like just stop it. I remember I said something and it wasn't right. He's just like just stop it, just listen, just sit down, listen. And this is the best advice ever because he really did push him. So I love that guy.
I'm still trying to be like Jesse all the time. I can't find myself either.
You won't listen to me when we're color grading.
No, that's going to come up in every podcast. This is
What?
this is the. I mean, I am colorful. You're monotone.
I feel like
okay. Balance. There's balance in the force.
Like, why you keep looking around?
I feel like I smell smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah.
What
Maybe
kind of,
not.
What
Maybe
kind
I'm
of
just-
smoke?
Maybe I'm having a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, maybe I'm just dying.
I'm just dying.
It's no big deal.
I was just like, what's that smell?
I smell coffee. I
smell
smell a lot of
coffee.
coffee.
Maybe it's just
that coffee was amazing, by the way. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but-
actually, it was really good.
Yeah.
So where do you want to be? Like, where do you see yourself going, and like, where are you trying to get to? I mean, obviously, you're not trying to just waste money and cut a record for no reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where do you want to go? Here, if there's a little snippet left in there, I'll take the leftover.
There you go.
Oh, nice. All over the computer. No big deal. Just the computer.
Oh no.
Let me get a napkin. Hold on. Keep going. Keep talking. But no, I mean, where you want to be.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be,
Where
Steven?
do I want to be? I think since I was a kid, I really knew exactly what I wanted to do, and it was just make Christian music. I don't know why Christian specifically. I think, I was. That's just Christianity is just a big part of my life, and I feel like I would feel like guilty just for me though. I would feel guilty like if I wasn't making Christian music. I don't know why, but I've just always felt like that's something I need to do. So yeah, I want to be on the radio would be cool. I want me and my wife to travel and be able to play live in different cities and yeah, really just like, I mean, it sounds kind of corny, just like the basic like
No, it's cool.
singer-songwriter thing that everybody wants to do, but
And
yeah.
I love the Lord.
yeah.
But it's interesting you say that, like, that you have a desire to do like Christian music. But what's cool is like from the stuff, especially like this, even this track right here, like it's got a different sound to it than like traditional.
Yeah, for sure.
What you would think of like traditional.
It's just like
That was the big
like
thing.
epic.
Christian music.
It has balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the thing is like, because I made the song Rhythm, And I was really trying to do that. I was trying to like do something in Christian music that maybe nobody else is really doing. And the two producers that worked on it, there are three producers, Todd Lyons, Jason Horde, and Mitch Parks. They all kind of heard it. And I remember Mitch called me after he had heard it a few times and heard some other folks talking about it. And him and Jason were like, let's take this guy, let's just do something cool. Let's like do something that's like different and that's not really like anything else in the Christian music world right now. And that really got my attention because that's what I want to do. I wanted to do something that's not really like everything else.
And is that where Reborn came from?
That's where Reborn came from, and the other 4 songs too.
Were they writers on that as well, or is that just purely your baby as far as writing goes? Or
Mitch wrote on all 5 songs.
Okay.
Jason and Ryan Wilson, I know you guys know him. He wrote on another song that I wrote with all 4 of them.
There's gonna be 5 or 4, like an EP kind of thing.
It's 5 songs, yeah.
Cool.
And what's the projected launch for that?
So we don't have a date right now. So what we're doing right now is the last piece of the puzzle is actually this video.
Okay.
Just getting that finished. So we've got a video for each song. 3 of them are like live videos we did with like full band in a studio.
Yeah.
We had this like projection thing. But hopefully thinking like first quarter of next year. That would be good. But right now, I think what we're going to do before we put it out ourselves is kind of shop it around a little bit. I think it'd be really cool to have a team, kind of like a booking agent and like a manager and stuff before I can put it all
right
out.
now you're doing all this on your own coin, like you're just so no label, no anything helping like that.
No, yeah, it's just me, man.
I got you. So is that something that you're pushing towards as well, as to like get signed? Are you trying to get label attention?
If it's the right people, if it's the right label, yeah, sure, absolutely.
What's the right label?
I think someone that doesn't want to control my life, I guess. I don't know.
There's not. You won't find that label. I'm just kidding.
No, I probably won't. I probably won't.
Kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding. You might. Yeah, you might very well.
You never know.
A little bit about me. I don't know if you know this too, but like in my early 20s, I had I had cut a song actually with Jason Horde as well.
Awesome.
It was actually I think the first song I ever recorded, and kind of give away my age on this, but it was in the time of MySpace. I don't know if you've heard of this social network.
I wasn't allowed to have MySpace.
What, really? Oh yeah, because
that's how young you were.
Yeah, you grew up in that super Christian family, didn't you? Where you could.
I think I was like probably like 9 or 10, maybe.
I couldn't watch Pokemon.
I couldn't watch.
My parents had a good reason. I couldn't watch Harry Potter, but it wasn't for like any reason other than me and my brother mimic stuff, like in movies. Like we would go. Like my brother, he would go in the nursery at church, and he said his name is Anakin. And they didn't know who he was, so they had to call him Anakin. So I guess my parents didn't want us like casting spells on people at church.
Yeah,
and, like,
probably for the best. You know,
sorry, no,
truthfully.
continue. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. So, first song I ever cut it with Jason, and had it on MySpace, and Top 40 radio station came across it, started playing it in Atlanta, and so the rest is kind of history. Took off. I signed a spec deal with a large studio in Atlanta, and was working with some pretty cool people, well-known people in the industry, and things were looking up, man. I thought I'd finally got my big chance, and I did get my big chance, a once in a lifetime opportunity, but just wasn't ready for it.
Sure.
I recorded the song just because I was really just trying to get my girlfriend back at the time.
Yeah.
I was playing in little places, but I wasn't like seriously taking like a music career serious. And so to all of a sudden be like national headline, like, oh,
I didn't know this. This is
like,
awesome.
Oh my God. Like, what do I do now? So everything just happened so fast, man. And did a big concert for the radio station and met a manager, and he got me in the studio. And then I met with the producers and ended up signing the spec deal, and everything just took off so fast, man. And it seemed like as quick as it came, it kind of went. I pissed off everybody. I was strung out too. I was already on drugs and stuff before all that happened. I don't know if you know about that. Listen to episode 1.
I'll listen to episode 1.
Hear about some of my past. But I blew it all. But yeah, I said all that to say that, I did my first song that I ever recorded was with Jason Horde as well.
Cool,
and
man.
I kind of grew up in church. My mom was like Sunday school teacher. My dad was a deacon. So like I grew up in that same, as a kid, couldn't do anything, like couldn't watch the Smurfs, I couldn't.
Really? Is that real?
It was the Smurfs. I couldn't watch the Smurfs.
No.
That one was interesting.
I love the Smurfs.
Yeah, I don't.
Not the Smurfs movies.
No, this is how
TV show.
This is how Christian my mom was.
Yeah.
She threw my third day tape out the window.
Third day.
She said it was
wrong with
like
Third Day?
devil music.
Wow.
She said it was devil music.
Have you ever heard the band, what was it, like Demon Hunter and
Yeah,
Dominion?
and Devil Wears Prada and like.
I didn't
all
hear
those.
Devil Was Prada, but like Dominion and Demon Hunter, like, I remember I came home with those and my parents did not like that.
They were like, nope.
I was like, Mom, Dad, like it's like Christian
Christian.
music. And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, why are they screaming like demons? And I was like, that's the point. Like they're Demon Hunter. And
They're screaming at the demons.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
leave.
They're screaming the demons to leave. That's great.
still couldn't
So
listen
like
to
I had that super spiritual upbringing, but then kind of shifted away from all that, got super strung out, kind of had a whole music career and ended up, coming back to church. Excuse me. I do have indigestion problems. Jesse was telling me.
we're doing the first episode every time we talk.
Yeah,
I go like that.
Talking through the burp.
Yeah, excuse me. Well, I've also had like 18 cups of coffee today, so
Yes.
um,
Makes you a little gassy.
just a little bit gassy. Where has this podcast gone? It's gotten too late.
Okay. Room for milk, life, journey.
But I lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was saying now. What was I saying?
I don't know. Were you
No,
listening?
nobody was paying attention.
You
so
were
it's
right
okay.
back where like you were back at church.
Oh yeah. I was just saying. So like, luckily, I was raised kind of. Maybe not. Luckily, I was raised so strict, but at least I was raised on like biblical principles, and so when I got my life together, I came back into the church, and so even though I didn't have a degree in music or didn't have a degree in like a seminary education or anything to go into ministry,
Right.
God opened the doors for that to happen, and I became a worship pastor, and so I did that whole thing, and that music in church was a big part of my life as well up till a couple of years ago when I got really heavily involved in film, and I still play music and stuff, but obviously just not in the same way that I used to. Music was always my first love, and it's something that I'll always enjoy and always do. But filmmaking is,
Well, I think when it comes to those kind of art forms and stuff, especially when you're trying to break into it, it's really difficult to do all those things.
Right.
Like I think there's always a place for it. Like once you do get to kind of where you're going, wherever that is. But like to be a musician, director, actor, like all those things at once and trying to be all those things as your end goal, it's going to get a little tricky.
Oh yeah. It's not easy.
I mean, it's already hard just being a musician or just being a filmmaker, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's
A lot.
it's a dime a dozen, man.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the next step for you? Like, where are you going next? You're going to release this. You're going to release this EP
Sometime
sometime soon,
Yeah.
and then
I'm hoping to. I think it would be really cool. Is to get on a tour as like an opener for somebody, which I think that would be super fun. Never done that
Who's
before.
your dream band?
oh
you
yeah,
open
who's your
for?
favorite band?
Who's my favorite band?
Yeah, like who would you want to open for?
I would never open for these guys ever.
Oh, but they're just your favorite.
They're just my favorite. Yeah, 1975 is probably my favorite band. Sorry, don't hate me. I like what I like. But
No, that's what, I mean,
I like what I like.
that's
no, I
what
think it'd be cool. Like somebody like this would be a dream, but like somebody like Need to Breathe.
Oh yeah,
like,
I mean you fit
Two
a
Day
lot. You fit in
Compadres.
that vein.
Sure, yeah.
pretty well.
But Colony House, like all those guys, Ben Rector, all those guys are cool.
I like some Ben Rector.
Yeah, even in like a more Christian artist, Zach Williams, I think he's a kind of a new guy. I like him a lot.
We know all about that old church choir.
Yeah, man.
I didn't want to think about that.
We did the video that was
Oh yeah, the cop video.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
old church choir.
It's like cops dancing and stuff.
Yeah,
great.
that was when we launched Story First. We kind of threw everything together because we got a call from a guy who was actually on.
The idea worked because Chris was like, let's get the company ready to go. So when this thing goes viral, or if it goes viral, were ready to like take jobs. And I mean, that's what happened, which is, I mean,
It actually worked.
yeah,
It's like the one time like we had a plan.
it went I think it's like what at 400,000, 500,000.
Yeah,
views?
it's like half a million views or something. But I mean, it hasn't really done it. So the thing is
It's weird.
we missed the window because they decided they wanted to do it late when I got the call, and when all those police videos were going viral.
Like if we would have done it,
If we'd have been a week earlier, it would have been viral.
Wow. Way crazy. But it was cool because like like you said, it was one of those. Like that, I want to say, like I have a few videos that have gone viral, but none of them were planned. That was like the first one where we actually went in. We're like, let's do this because it may go viral and we may get gigs off of it.
Right.
And I wouldn't say it went viral, but within a matter of
500,000's viral.
But
I think
yeah,
once you hit the
like,
triple digits, you're good.
Yeah.
Obviously, millions is
but I mean, nonetheless, it still led into work.
Yeah. It did.
And it was a good launch for us to launch the business. So so
because we got like news recognition.
Yeah, we were on the news. We were on like the 4 or 5 news channels, radio,
all within like a week. Like it, as quickly as it went up, it went down.
Exactly.
It was just like this burst of like, story first, which was kind of the plan.
Yeah. And like now even like we've got over 1,000 followers like on our Facebook page, all from that.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And
that's more crazy to me than the views.
That takes a long time for like a lot of businesses. And so to like, it was cool that we did that. And so I guess we can tip our hat to Zach Williams for that.
Yeah. I was wondering where we were going with that. Like, how did that start? And I was like, oh yeah, Zach Williams.
And we were questioning that song choice at first.
Yeah. I would prefer the song at the beginning.
What was it?
Oh yeah. What is that?
Making my way downtown.
Oh, the White Chicks.
Yeah.
The song from White Chicks.
That's what that's become. Like that's all. Yeah, that's all anybody knows of that.
Can't remember the name of it.
There it is.
So yeah, that was a cool experience. We got to do that, and that kind of launched us. And it was a cool song, man. We
definitely
did the whole,
stuck in my head for sure.
We did the whole church vibe, man. Did you ever see the video?
I saw it.
Yeah, we did. We went to a church. We ended up shooting that too, man. Like I said, it was so. I mean, no budget. We did it for free.
We did not expect that many people to show up to the church either.
Yeah, it was packed.
Yeah, we had a full production.
We expected maybe 10.
And then
we show up
10,000.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was funny because I was supposed to direct that, and then Chris got like this
weird, I got crazy,
like youth group leader surge of energy, and just started directing and shooting, and he was jumping on chairs and like getting these wrinkles, and I was just after that, I was like, okay, I just don't want Chris to fall. I don't want Chris to die.
It had been a while since I'd been on stage or been because I had been a worship pastor for years,
forever,
and I had stopped for a while, and so I was all of a sudden in this big church and handed a microphone. And
just take it, run with it.
Something came over me.
Yeah.
And so I got a little crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a good shoot. That was fun. That was a good. Was a good start to our business.
I think before our shoot, like I just binged all of your YouTube videos just because I was like, I was super excited.
He was like, should I or should I not? Should I or should I not? He's like, oh no, and then he watched another one. He's like, well, maybe.
Maybe.
And then watched another one.
There's
like,
definitely some new ones in there.
No.
Well, yeah, the shoot we did for your song was a lot of fun. And
it was.
I'm really pumped for you to release that song and the other songs as well.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really cool.
And I'm really pumped for you to get signed to that label and then convince them to hire us for your next video.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm really pumped for you to open for 1975.
Yeah. I'm really pumped for you to open for Need to Breathe.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I'd like to meet those
guys.
Let's
go right now.
I'd like to meet those guys. Yeah, just hire us to shoot your BTS.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Go meet some artists.
Yeah. Let's go do it.
Cool. So what's the kind of wrapping it up a little bit? What's the like if you were having coffee with like another musician or another artist, trying to get into not even just the genre, but just what you're trying to do. I mean, there's a lot of musicians out there trying to make it big and stuff. What would you like them to take away from a conversation? Like if you talk with them, just like about where you're at, and if you feel like you've kind of learned those little like golden nuggets through what you've done so far, like what would that be, you think?
I think this is going to sound super cheesy.
That's okay. We like cheese.
Biggest thing, I think, like when we start out, like whether it's directing or whether it's music or whatever, we like have our influences and we try and be like them. and just to kind of form like what we are, when we start out. So the biggest thing is like, be yourself. I know that's been said a million times, but when you do that, it's because nothing is really like unique anymore.
Yeah.
It's the only thing unique about it is your perspective.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing is just find like what you want to say and like what you want to do and I mean, like what you want to be like,
We do that as filmmakers too. I think it's natural, even as a DP or director of photography, to, start shooting things and you're trying to shoot it like everybody else. You're trying to light things like everybody else.
Like,
and
how would Roger Deakins do this?
Exactly. And I think what makes you unique is when you find your own eye and you find your own way of doing it.
It's so simple, and I've never really thought about it that way. But yeah, like people watch the same movie and have massive different like opinions on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people like it super monotone. Some people like it more saturated.
Right, we really do need to stop from that. We really do need to stop.
Okay.
Wow, that was great, man.
Yeah,
that was a fun episode.
It was. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for coming and drinking all our coffee and.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sleep now, but it's all right.
Yeah. No, you're up.
Well,
you're in
no
it.
secret. That was a decaf.
Yeah.
Really?
We got you, dude.
All
Don't
right.
fall asleep on the way home, though.
Yeah.
I'll be right.
We got you.
Awesome.
well,
Thank you guys.
Thank you for watching, everyone out there in YouTube land or wherever you're listening to this. And thanks again, Stephen, for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
you.